Welcome along to Gobby Gaffer Extras. Yes, there's been a big update dropped from Sports Interactive about Football Manager 2025 on the console. And well, we need to have a quick look at this and have a quick chat, and hopefully you'll find it very informative. So you can access this by going on to the Football Manager website, and it's under the news and media section. And this is the September update, and it's kind of not what we were expecting, if I'm completely honest, because the game has been delayed. That could be good, it could be bad. If you want to read it all, I'm not going to read it all for you. If you want to read it all, then just go over to the website and then you can kind of immerse yourself in what's been going on. But there's a little bit of a preamble there, and then we get to the development update. And this is the important thing. Basically, previous state would be confirming FM25's release date at the beginning of September, with pre-orders starting at the same time. Apparently that's not going to happen now. It would appear that moving the game onto the Unity engine, which we know is a brand new engine for Football Manager for FM25, they knew it was going to be a complex endeavour, but it's actually been a lot trickier than they ever thought it was going to be. So the game now is not going to release at the beginning of November. It's possibly going to be nearer to the end of November. Now, as we know, I mean, I've been playing games for donkey's years now, and whenever you get an A-star game coming out, which, let's face it, Football Manager in its sphere, it's the top game in its category, basically. So whenever you get a game that's coming out like that and they give you a release date, more often than not, the game will get put back. We're hoping it doesn't get put back like some of the top rated games, because some of the top rated games can get put back 6 months or more. And the fact that this is a massive challenge, because the game is being overhauled from top to bottom, from what I can gather, on this new engine, the Unity engine. I don't know whether it's a bit worrying or whether we should be, because they are saying again that they don't want to do it. They don't want to put a game out that's not completed properly. So I don't know. I'm a little bit unsure about this. But if we read on a bit further, one of the things that they are dropping out of the game is the international management. Now, for me personally, I've never managed an international team in Football Manager. It doesn't really affect me. But I'm sure there will be players around who it will affect. And that is going to be, either it's going to be taken out completely until FM26, or they're still going to be working on it, but it's not going to be part of the initial game FM25. So if you're looking for that, then, but as well as other things that are being taken out of the game is being slimmed down, and even as we speak, it's being slimmed down more. My big worry with this is that with any game like this, I mean, another game that you could compare it to is Civilization. So when Civilization comes out, the game comes out, a brand new game, and you can guarantee it'll be a little bit buggy. But they bring out fixes for that, and eventually the game will run smoothly and will be great. And my worry with FM25 is that FM24, if you think about it, FM24 was the greatest version of that game. Greatest version, because it'd been developed for years, worked on for years, and that was the last version of FM24, and the best. A little bit worrying, because if you watch any of my videos, I do have a soapbox about Football Manager, and I want it to be a simulation, a true simulation, as true as it can be. And some of the stuff that's in there, the interactions in the game, player interactions, media interactions, the match engine, some of the things that happen within the game, transfers. I've just had a bit of a soapbox thing a couple of episodes ago. If you've not watched that, watch my latest. I think it was the Brazil save. I had a bit of a soapbox issue there about the transfer values. And there's lots of things that, that needed changing, and it's worrying that that was the best version of that game. We're now coming into FM25 on a new engine. It's going to be a brand new game, and I think everybody's expecting it to be the best version of FM25 or a Football Manager that there's ever been. I think the two words are, oh well, forget it, because at the end of the day, it's going to be buggy. You know, we can expect that. I am expecting it. I'm expecting it to be buggy, and that's fine. I don't mind that. That's fine. It's a brand new game. So if we look a little bit further on, one of the things that they are taking out as well is player profiles, the weight aspect of a player, because they are very determined to bring women's football into Football Manager seamlessly, which I'm a great fan of. I think that's an amazing, and not only bringing women's football in, which is a huge thing in world football now, but surely that's going to bring a lot more players in, because surely then a lot more females are going to jump into Football Manager and want to play it, because quite rightly, you know, there's a lot of young girls out there, and their role models are the women who are playing for the England team or their local team. Manchester United have a women's team now. City obviously do very, very well. Chelsea do very, very well. But it's great. You know, it brings 50% of the population into the game. I'm not saying females don't play the game already, but I suppose from a female's point of view, you have to be really careful when you're talking that bit, because you have to tread very carefully about the things that you say. I mean, you know, just for clarity, I'm fully behind women's football in general. I watch women's football, and my word, has it come on leaps and bounds. And I'm all for it being in Football Manager. But just this specific thing here, so profiles, they're basically removing the weight category from players. And the reason that they've said that they're doing that, and I think it's a really valid reason, this, if you're going to produce a really true to life simulation, then fine, you would do this. They've said that basically the male players, their weight stays fairly static, whereas, as we know, a female's weight will fluctuate. Just, you know, by the fact that they're female. It does. It's biology. We know all of that. And I don't have a problem with that. That's absolutely fine. But again, going back to my soapboxes, and if you've watched any of my videos over the last 2.5 years, you will know that I want this game to be a simulation. Now, this feeds into that. This is brilliant. I love it. Fantastic. We're looking at something here. We're looking at it in depth, and we're saying, okay. But if you're doing that, why are you leaving in the silly player interactions, the bonkers transfer valuations on players, that you try to buy a player and it's upped by 50%. You try to sell a player and I would just add a perfect example. Like I say, my Brazil save, I had a player worth 75 million, tried to sell him, I got offers of 9.5 million. There's so many silly things. The match engine, really, I'm hoping in Football Manager 2025, the match engine is updated. I really hope all of this silliness is taken out. And surely, if they are doing this, and it's a very specific thing to make the game much more true to life in a simulation situation, then surely they should fix other things. I really hope that, and it will allow me to enjoy the game a lot more and not be on my soapbox in episodes. If you've watched the last few Brazilian episodes that I've produced, I'm trying to play with a smile on my face, but it's through gritted teeth a lot of the time, because some of the things are cringy that happen in the games. And like I say, if they're going to do this with the weight values, then please fix the other stuff as well, because this is great. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love the women's football idea. I love the fact that they're being so in depth on the weight aspect. Love it, love it, love it. Please, can I love the other aspects as well? Sort the transfer values out, sort the player interactions out, sort the matching engine out with all of this. Another example is, more often than not, I watched a very famous football manager YouTuber the other day, and even he was saying it. And he plays the game as he's playing a computer game. He doesn't like to get too involved in it. But even he was saying the fact that your player goes in for a tackle, makes a great tackle, but the ball always spins off to an opposition player. I would say 9 times out of 10, 1 time out of 10, it will ping off to your own player and you'll benefit from it. 9 times out of 10, it pings off. I'm digressing, I know. These are the things I want fixing. There are so many angles, and if you can fix this, and this is an important aspect of the game, fix those as well. So it got me again, Football Manager. Whenever I play the game, and I absolutely love football. I said to, I was talking to a coach the other day, and I said, if you cut me in half, I would have football running right. I love football, and I would love to love Football Manager. But it drives me mad. And I know for a fact it drives a lot of Football Manager players. It drives them mad because it's so computer gamey, and we don't want it to be like that. We want it to be a simulation. Okay, so the headline things to take away from this is the game is not going to be coming out now at the beginning of November. At the earliest, it's going to be late November. Whether it'll be any later than that, I mean, we certainly want it out for the Christmas market without a shadow of a doubt, but we don't want it any later than that, please. But then again, are we asking for something to come out? It's going to be, 3 or 4 weeks late now. Are we pushing for that, and it's not going to be a completed game? Because none of us want that either. So it's a very fine balancing act. But yeah, like I say, news update, huge news update from Sports Interactive. Football Manager will be coming out about 3 or 4 weeks late this year, and it will be end of November, maybe even beginning of December. So all I can say is, from the Gobby Gaffer, if you're watching the Brazil save, great. If you could subscribe, give me a like, comment. Whether you like it or not, just give me a comment. It helps the algorithms. It helps promote my channel. The Brazil save is bobbing along really nicely, and I'm having a really fun time in Brazil. So this just a little update, and well, if you want to drop back in and start watching the Brazil videos, that would be absolutely fantastic. Gobby Gaffer, we'll see you next time.